Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial we're going to talk about the structure of a web page, the typical structure of a web page, which contains some basic elements: the header, the navigation bar, the main content, the sidebar, the footer, article and section. Then we're going to talk about the span and div, which are non-semantic wrapper, and we will end up with two keywords, BR and HR. Anyway, let's first talk about the structure of a web page. I wanted to show you this page, which is typical because the title is the structure of a web page, so I thought it was quite funny. Anyway, what do we have here? First thing, here we have the header. Then we have the navigation bar. This one is the navigation bar. Then we have the main content, which is everything, where we can find the articles or sections, depend. And here I will show you something. And at last we can find the footer, which is this one, which says generally copyright or right reserved or something like that, or contacts. And in some cases we have here we have it, the sidebar, which you can slide, and there are I don't know, some ads from Facebook, Instagram, etc. here. Okay, this is the real basic structure of a web page. Let's see how it is in code. So here I have written it. I have written a simple web page that reflects this kind of structures. And here we have it without JavaScript or CSS. Here we have the header. We have the navigation bar. We have I didn't use the section. Anyway, this is the main content with the section and the articles. And last, the aside, which is not on the side because there is no CSS, and the footer. Looking at the code, of course, first we see in the body, of course, we see the header, which is you just type header and then h1, the title, and that's the header. Then we use nav. The nav is a list, an ordered list or ordered list. Anyway, you put a list of your home, our project, team, contact, and then you close it, and this is the navigation bar. So here we have the header, and here we have the navigation bar. Then generally it comes the main content, which is generally contains the articles and the section. They are two different things, but one is not more important than the other one. The section generally are used by pages that needs, like, for example, to sell you something, no? And so there is a section where I explain you what do I do for you, and what do I do for you. Then the section, why should you choose me compared to other people, why I'm the best company that sells education stuff, etc. Generally they use section. A blog, like this one, is a blog. This one is more like a blog. You wouldn't find a section here, but you would see articles a lot, which is just you open the article, then you put a paragraph. This should be h3, sorry, but yes, a paragraph, and then p, and you put paragraphs over paragraphs, and you write what you want to write. And here it is. Yes, I made a mistake, terrible mistake. This should be h3. Anyway, I don't want to correct everything. I want to show you this. These are like the schemes of the structure, no? To show you that there can be different structure. For example, this one plays the header, the nav, and main, and this is, there isn't any section, no? There isn't any section. And here another kind of section. Here there is the section contains the articles, which is different the structure. And I show you another one that I wanted to show you, but I don't want to make it last too long. For example, it doesn't matter. I mean, I can't find it, but you could find sections inside the aside. It's possible. But anyway, all this to be said, we said all this, but all this is not mandatory, is not compulsory, and it does change nothing to the functionality of the code in itself. I mean, we could place this h1 without the header, or none of these keywords are necessary. You wouldn't even not use nav, header, main, section, article, footer, and just use what we have said are non-semantic wrappers, which means that they are non-semantic means that they means nothing in themselves, but you need to identify them. You use div and span everywhere, and the page still works. The page still works, and I would like yes, the official page says that you should use div and span only if you can't find a better keyword to use. Anyway, most of the pages doesn't use these kind of things. For example, this is a Bitcoin article page, a web page that work and is used by people. It's not a web page created yesterday. And you can see that here I want to find some of the things that I said, and I can't even, because here there is all div span, then there is the class, because the class is CSS and is used to create what I don't want to explain. For example, here we have main, but header, there is no header, and I can see the footer here. I can see the footer, but there is no article, there is no section, there is just main and footer, because they wanted to use it for themselves. These kind of things are used for or for the SEO, but mainly because people, if they look at the code, understand what it is and what it means. With div and span, it becomes more confusing. But as you see, this is the end of the code, and is really simple, and there is nothing that I said, just few things. If we inspect this other page, which is an article, so I expect to be more respective, more like what we said. Let's see, and let's see. Here there is a header, there is main, and so there is more what we said. There is main, there is header, but I can't even find. Okay, no, there is even article. You see, is more respected. Article ID, post. So these are two examples of two pages. One use it, one doesn't use it, and I can tell you personally if this is the footer, and personal tell you that generally people don't use it, and you can even not. But if you use it, is not worst for sure. And yes, articles are mainly used by people who write blogs. Yes, so we have covered these things. I didn't see any aside there, and in fact me neither. I don't use the aside much, Okay, that's enough for this. To recap, yes, these are many different keywords that you can use, but it's not compulsory. You can even not use it. Full stop. What about BR and HR BR and HR are very simple keywords that you can use to create to make BR means line breaker. So this one you don't need to open and close the BR, and if you see now I need probably okay. Now if I load it, this one has gone with a line break, no? So if you have a long text that goes beyond here, you use BR, and it line breaks the content. And HR is a line breaker which also puts a line in between. Like this. They are quite useful. This is the what is the result of HR, and quite simple to understand. Okay, very nice. I think this was a short lecture of these four elements that exist. I consider them not really important, essential, but if you want to look at them and maybe go into deeper, maybe you can, and we will move forward, and so I wait you for the next lesson.